Jobs will be lost, and who will be affected? Largely Latinos, right? So that move is meant to save jobs and to continuously allow the public to have access to healthcare services at the hospital. It's a sensitive and clever move by the president, by the government to have done that. Yes, if you are funding the hospital, if you are covering the cost of salary in the hospital, government should take over the hospital. That's one concern for the public. But it is not owned by the government. It's a gradual process. The first step was to keep the hospital afloat. By virtue of the intervention the government has made, the hospital will be kept afloat. It will not be shut down. The next conversation is how we increase funding to the hospital and make it to be a public facility. It's going to come at the later stages. But for now, the goal was to keep the hospital open. And I think we have done that effectively. On the yellow machine, again,
we are confronted with the Revolutionary Founders Syndication Party. So, officially to the member of the Technical Presidential Committee and not that policy as the march for job and job opportunity. We are telling you that the independence celebration is the continuation of the march for job and justice. And I'm clearly telling you that July 20th and the official celebration Monday be the official march for job and justice. Yo, what is this statement? Yo. The party came up recently to question the proceedings of lawmakers who were used by the Bwana regime, particularly Mr. Bwana, to unlawfully illegally remove a certain lawmaker on the basis of mere statement. We want to convert the get re-emphasize all those who have fixed senator will maintain that the campus of the University of Africa remain no more.
Somebody wanted to know how much money we are receiving now to start with the machines coming to start building the hubs. We have received about $1.5 million today. That is being processed right now. Initially, when the first set of machines came, the totality of things, including all of those employed, was nearly almost $900,000. So it's available to the public. And none of these money are used without the authorization of the board. The board is actually chaired by the Minister of State, comprising of 11 other members, in which I'm only the secretary to the board. I'm the head of the special committee, but there's a board that governs what we do, so that I'm subject to the authority of the board.
Put up. I got updated every day. Look, I hear people say, yeah, the Guinea got a huge military and this and that, blah, 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 I can't make it. We got fighting forces here beside the army. I can cause me 2-3 persons can cross in the morning to capture one whole city in some country. Yeah, yeah. It happened here, we know. But how did it help us? It destroyed us more. When gunfire at our border, it will be happening way in Lofa, but we will start joking when we're in Monrovia. The war will be more here among ourselves than what happening at the border. And so, soft diplomacy is the way out. Look, you were here during the Judy Bryant time, 2 persons making confusion, and they hear without any money, they say, oh, that Christian-Muslim war. Some of you remember.
The Jakarta area there.
Imagine gunfire at the border. And some people here just get ready and go to some of our friends who from Guinea here doing business. Or that Guinea people here. And our people on our side too, they start killing them. You know what you're talking about. Even in Monrovia. Look, international community to tell us to stop to the border, but the war will stay before the year. And if you were here during the war, you don't want to hear about war. Look, it's better to wake up in the morning, eat our peace, than to see war. It's not a joking thing. I was a child when the war was fighting. I used to be selling James John brand on the front line. I'm not fire gun, but a CP. When the men are fighting to EFLA junction, then maybe somewhere, Tubu Road junction, then here at the CP, the army men can get out when they come from fighting, that they can rest to get their gin, their John, their brain. I was picking, I get my cigar, my bar, my king to gallon. They buying from me. They gunfiring where they are. Yeah, gunfire gone before. And so we know what went on in this country. So soft diplomacy is the way, and we are achieving. Look, you are
still engaging.
We are still engaging. And
The president is
so you see,
the president is here, Mr. Pastor.
Perfect. There we go. Look, you see Iran and the U.S. The ceasefire, but the politics playing out. Everybody trying to appease their people on the ground. So when Trump speaks, he said we are winning the war. Iran is on the wall. The way they will succumb is to stir the base in America that we are in charge. When the people in Iran talk, they say we got no conversation with America. We're not going to go to no table. It's to stir their base, their politics. Everybody playing their back. So the man wake up in the morning, he bring all the heavy weapons to the border. The PP con everything. You saw the kind of truth that came to the border. Then diplomacy, my man, we're not fighting. They think you are a man. Their piece of land, let's talk about it, my man. You are saying that order. How can you get Kanyaba? The president went to Guinea. He being the elder in the region. Looking at where we come from, trying to build our country. We cannot go into war. So discussions are going on. The first thing, the man pulled all the people for the border. All the heavy weapons all gone back. School and teen children are running for the villages, gone back. I'm told the men can kaya in the day, in the night, they go sleep in Guinea. Small. Maybe they'll go sleep one day, they will not come back. We're not going to fight. We'll deal with this thing. We're talking to ECOWAS, we're talking to the AU, we're talking to people in the Security Council, Guinea, our neighbors. Look, almost all the tribes in Liberia and Guinea. If you went to Bon Country, there's a few better people across the border. If you went to Nima, there's a huge amount of people. These people are family. You'll be surprised that when an elder died in Guinea, they are the same people, the white people only came and say, you know what? They watered a boundary. So if your brother were across the river, he remained a Guinean. If you are on this side, you remain a Liberia, but that link is still there. People still know their family are across the border.
Okay, pleasant. Good morning and welcome back. This is the Today Show right here on Spawn 107.5. Today is another brand new day. As you know, it's Wednesday midweek. And of course, it's always a pleasure to be here with you on the Today Show. My name is Yekezi Zuba as usual. I hope to be joined by my co-host, Sylvester Wowi, later on the show. But today we've got a lot here for you. This beautiful Wednesday morning. It's raining out there. It's wet. It's been raining cats and dogs in some parts of Monrovia and in some parts of Brewer, Caldwell, and other places. In Liberia. But whatever the case is, we are here to provide you the most palatable breakfast in the country this morning. This morning, we'll be speaking to the PAP chairman, Dr. Ahmed Saliv. He's already here with us in studio. We'll be joining him very shortly. Our conversation goes up to 9 o'clock, and at 9 o'clock, we play host also to Mr. Joseph Odor, the musical artist. He just released a new EP, beautiful, songs on that EP, and we will be having him here. He's just telling me that it's raining cats and dogs, to his location, so he might not be able to come here, so we might just do that visually or via the telephone. But welcome, and let's have a wonderful time together. Let's go straight to join Dr. Ahmed K. Saliv of the PAP. Doc, good morning and welcome to Spawn FM and TV.
Thank you. Yakasi, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here.
to join the Liberian people, your listening audience, via radio and television. Is always a humbling experience to interact with our people and to continue to introduce PAP, People's Action Party, our political party, to the Liberian people. So I'm looking forward to our conversation this morning.
Okay, this must be your debut appearance here, right?
I think so. I was here for Spoon Talk.
Oh, the Spoon Talk.
Once, the Spoon Talk.
Okay.
Once, yes, I was in this studio in this very chair, but now with Spoon FM or TV.
Okay, I think it was on Spoon FM, but it was just another program.
All right.
Yeah,
I don't know. I always try to figure out the difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is my second time.
Yeah. Okay. So welcome. How is the PAP?
PAP is doing wonderful. PAP is the fastest growing political party in the country for a reason.
Fastest.
The fastest growing political party.
What makes it the fastest?
And not just because it's growing fast, it's because it's the party that makes sense. We can talk in depth about that later in the program. But the party is unlike other traditional political parties you see around here, and we emphasize that difference always. It's a party that focuses on, first of all, it's still a proposed party. We've just held our first national convention. So I don't go afoul with National Elections Commission guidelines and regulations. We had our first national convention, filed convention reports in compliance with Election Commission regulation, and so we are waiting to be invited for our certification. That is the biggest milestone that we're looking forward to. That means,
so the PAP has not yet been certificated.
Not yet. But it is the party that's very, very close to that certification, because we are told that our convention report is complete. We've met all the requirements. We're just waiting to be invited by the Election Commission to negotiate the date for this big event for the party. That out of the way, we've been developing our party. It's a political party that is an inclusive party that focuses the people-centered, we like to say people-powered political party that focuses on our people, that's inclusive, that focuses on young people, it focuses on policy transformation and ideas, it focuses on action year-round, 24/7. That's the way we're positioning the party, because we believe when you work with our people to uplift them from poverty, to work with them to develop young people's skills so that they are citizens who are ready to participate in our democracy, to participate in our economy, in our country's growth and development. As a political party, when you work to bring about agricultural innovation, when you work to bring about technological partnerships and advancement and innovation in our society, when you foster up a policy-first position, go away from this confrontational sort of opposition party sort of culture in this country where you just yell and scream and insult people. That's not what PAP is about. We focus on solutions. We focus on taking practical actions that address the vexing problems in our country.
You are focused on solutions, even though you are yet to be certificated. What are some of the solutions so far you are proposing? You say the PAP is not this confrontational opposition party, that will always maybe react to the government in a confrontational way, in an aggressive way, and all of that. So far, what are some solutions you have proposed to the many problems confronting Liberia?
Well, you've got a point there, because I began this conversation by saying we are still a proposed party, technically, because we're not certificated yet, though we've met all the requirements for certification. And so everything we're speaking are proposals. Yes, our ideas are proposals. But we are not sitting around just thinking and proposing things. We are organizing our house. The party is devising different policy solutions and ideas and programs that once certificated will begin the work. We jump into the first thing we want to focus on is to do a country tour, to tour the country.
Okay.
Right now we have PAP in all 73 electoral districts across this country, all 15 counties, sub-political divisions of our country. And that was demonstrated at our first national convention, which was held at Bentall, Carisbrooke District in Montserrado County, where we brought delegates from all electoral districts across the country. We didn't pick people just from Monrovia. We showed that we did what we say we'll do, which is that it will be a decentralized political party, that it will be a party about the people, for the people. We have a mantra. Our slogan is, our first priority is the people. The second priority is the people. The third priority is the people. All of the parties' priority will be the people. Yes, other politicians say this reframe. Other political parties too say they're about the people, for the people. For us, we are looking to implement actions, to take actions that will be visible to all once we are certificated and are a duly registered political party. So, for example, our political leader, Senator Sir H. Joseph, who was also elected along with me at the first national convention, has been talking to us about partnering with he's built one vocational university, which is about to begin operation in District 13 in the New Georgia area. And there's another project that's underway, I believe it's in the Mount Barkley area, Shefflin region.
Is it a private university or public?
Oh, I'm not the president of the university. I can speak to that, but the political leader has.
But you are outlining
I'm
that
about to,
as some of the things that the party is thinking.
I was in flight.
Okay.
If you give me a chance, I will make that point very clearly.
Okay.
And so we have a partnership with the university. The party does, and because the political leader had said, look, although the university project was underway. Before the party was launched, the university is very consistent with our party's political philosophy, which is hands-on 24/7 operations around the country, working to empower young people, build people's capacity, whether it's trade, it's academic, whether it's science, technology, and engineering training. And so that this is very much a PAP institution, though it's not formalized that way. But we believe that university, those colleges, when all completed, will be in direct partnership with PAP programs and implementation. And that there are other initiatives that we've begun designing, what is microfinance and economic empowerment of women around the country, what is health initiatives around the country, what is agriculture innovation around the country. These are things that ideas that not just ideas, these are conversations that we're having and begun putting in place. For instance, our party has some distinct features that distinguish it from other political parties here. One of which is the National Bureau for Research, Policy and Planning. This is the think tank of the party. This bureau has begun undertaking studying and trying to fully understand, not that we don't understand the problems of the country, but a party that is an evidence-based, action-based, people-centric party. You must speak with evidence. You must your decisions must be driven by data. That's real-time data. And so that bureau is begun looking at some of the areas that the party wants to intervene in to fully understand the problems and help us design programs that will, our implementation arms will then begin implementing. That's one distinction. The other distinction is the party, we have what's called the Leadership Development Institute, LDI. Our Leadership Development Institute will train partisans, officials. So, for instance, if you are the national chairman of the party, yes, you may think your role and how to function as the national chair of the party, or how to function as a vice chair for this, vice chair for that, or a secretary general of the party. But our LDI will formally train people. We'll bring experts from inside the party and outside the party, from the country and regionally and internationally, to help train our people, ready them, prepare them for leadership of all stripes, all shapes, and all manners of leadership, all leadership tasks, and any leadership situation that you find yourself. One practical example we like to give: people who have come to PAP and have expressed interest in running on the party's ticket. For representative or senatorial.
Oh, you've already had people coming to express interest in running on the party's ticket.
Absolutely. We have, in fact, during the convention, there was a whole barrage.
Is it for the 2029 election?
There are those who are positioning for that. Although we say, look, PAP is not an electoral vehicle, it's not just here specifically, purposely for 2029. This is a party for the long haul, for Liberia's transformation. However, we, as a political party, we are hopeful that we'll be certificated. We will not sit around and idly in 2029. That would not be the case. But I'm just telling you, other political parties, other individuals in this country and outside the country, Liberians of all walks of life, are trooping to PAP. Some have come, expressed their interest in running on the party's ticket. Well, the thing is, we have a system that we are designing whereby we would do what's called a character audit. We'll go to your district and talk with our people to see how you're living with them, whether you live there with them, you interact with them, you're actually engaged with the people. If we find that you are somebody who has good prospect and you're in line with the party's guidelines and the party's philosophy, then we support you. We train you to be an effective candidate.
Okay.
And when the time comes when the party should have been in a position where it's financially vibrant, one aspect we're saying that we will contribute financially to people's campaign, so that when you win your race, you sign a pledge with your district, your constituents. You've signed a pledge with the Liberian people that you'll be an effective democratic lawmaker in line with party mandates, because we want to build the strongest PAP caucus in the legislature.
We've seen several instances where our candidates running on party tickets, during campaign, they are humble, they are loyal to the party, but at the end of the day, when they win the election, they no more respect the mandate of the party. They go contrary, sometimes to what the party says. How do you, as a proposed party, hope to deal with such situation?
I said to you, Yakizi, earlier that we're trying to change the tradition of political parties in this country on a number of fronts. One of which is most parties are about one individual, their ambition, their money, and everybody follows them. When they step aside, or the party dies, when they're not energized to be actively engaged, the party is not engaged. PAP will not be that way. We said that we will run PAP as though it is a going concern, like a business going concern, like it's a private sector venture, except that it's not a profit-making business. That means 24/7 active engagement. In other countries, British, especially former British colony countries, the way they do political party loyalty, the question you just asked is that it's the party that's elected in the legislature.
Yeah.
So when you are no longer following the party's mandate, the party can remove you. And when the party removes you, you are removed from the legislature. It's the party's seat that remains vacant. The party can then put up another candidate.
Okay.
When you do that, people are loyal to the political party's mandate, because political parties are no child's play. This is a national.
Do you think such system should be introduced here?
Yeah, but one political party can't just change that. It can be introduced here, and I think it will help the country. It's not just about one political party. It will instill discipline, political discipline, governance discipline in this country. It will instill commitment. When someone comes, they say, I want to run on your party's ticket. They should not be an opportunist who's saying that perhaps the political leader is popular and has weight, or the party has promise and prospects, and then they want to run on the party's ticket. They win. They don't follow the party's mandates. They don't follow the party's political philosophy, and they're not disciplined. No, PAP legislative caucus. That's just an example. I'm not picking on anyone who or scaring people, but the way we're designing it, if we succeed, and God willing, we believe we will. The law may not be there to say, look, the party is the one that's elected and the party removes you because you violated or you go afoul of party internal processes and mandates, then you lose your legislative seat. In Liberia, the law will have to change to allow that, to reflect that. But as a matter of a strong, democratic, disciplined political party, the individual who runs on a ticket and falls afoul of our party philosophy and party mandates will experience consequences.
Okay, so let's now move to your proposed manifesto. I know you've talked a lot about some of the things that make your party distinct from other political parties or political institutions, but what is your proposed manifesto? And before answering that question, how serious is the PAP to take over the mantle of authority in this country? Because we see, proliferation of political parties. Some of those politicians only come, to participate in the process, and at the end of the day, to align with other political institutions. And if that institution, that political party wins the election, maybe to get jobs. And I mean, it's just all about self-aggrandizement. So how serious is your political institution in taking over the mantle of authority in this country?
Well, look, not to toot my own horn, but I got my PhD in organizational leadership, policy, and development.
Okay.
So you're talking about organizational design. You're talking about building a immune, healthy organization that is a serious organization. And these are the kinds of values that we are imbuing into our party's culture, into our party's political ideology. I told you that a political party, any political party that does not understand that political party business is a serious business, then there should not be a political organization. The reason is you are building an institution, as we are in PAP, that is planting and growing leaders, training leaders, attracting talents, whether it's tactical talent, whether it's administrative talent, whether it's political talent, whether it's just pure leadership. That's what we're focused on right now. We're focused on building an organization that can produce men and women, individuals who are ready to roll. They're ready to lead in agriculture. They're ready to lead in education. They're ready to lead in science, technology, engineering. They're ready to lead in the political space, whether be they legislators or be they appointed individuals at the county level, district levels. These are the kinds of things that we're focused on. When you do that, when you build an institution that's credible, that's democratic, that focuses on the needs of the country, on the needs of the people, and then the question of, are you ready? Are you a serious, or will you be a serious institution that will take the mantra of this country? That question becomes moot, because you have demonstrated that you have competent and capable leaders who can lead in every way. I told you, people will not just come and run on PAP ticket willy-nilly because we're looking for numbers. That's not what it is. We're vetting people. We are doing district character audits. I said that there's a whole process we're putting in place for that. So when that happens, you are talking about a party that's ready from day one to be a national political institution that can take leadership of the country and produce Liberians who can serve in any and all role, as necessary. That's the kind of institution we're focused on building at the moment.
And to the question about your manifesto, I know
Yes.
you've talked a little bit about that, but you want to expand on that further.
Yes, thank you for reminding me. Because I've been explaining the manifesto in a way. First of all, let me be clear about this.
Okay.
Political party manifestos are manifestos for electoral periods.
For electoral
I'm coming. We have a general manifesto, an overarching manifesto, which says this is how PAP will govern the country. This is PAP's vision for where Liberia ought to be, what Liberians ought to do to be where the country must be at this point. We have that kind of overarching, high 30,000-foot level manifesto.
Okay.
But during election period, a political party draws up a manifesto that's more specific,
which is short term.
Yes, which is short term. That we haven't reached that point yet.
Okay.
What we have is a pledge with the Liberian people.
Okay.
And say, look, we understand our problem. We reject the current conditions of our people. We reject the state of affairs of our health sector. We reject that you can go to JFK and sit there, an 80-year-old woman sits there for 8 hours that she does not have bed. We reject the condition whereby you have one specialist that only comes to hospital on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And if there are critical cases, people will have to wait. We reject where our trained doctors and nurses and health professionals don't have the right equipment. They're understaffed. We reject that. We reject the poor outcomes of our education system, the state of affairs of our universities and our schools in this country. We reject that we're not able to feed ourselves, that we are a country that does not grow while it eats, that does not produce anything it wears. Everything, all the clothes you and I are wearing here as we sit here, Yagazi, they're not from Liberia here. They were not manufactured here. The food you ate, if you ate breakfast this morning, most likely from another regional country or foreign country. Why must a people accept that kind of life? And it's not like we don't have people. It's not like we don't have ideas. Things we see in other countries, when our politicians get sick, they travel. Those who can afford middle-class people take their kids, send them to Rwanda for university, for graduate school. That is unacceptable. While people have the freedom to choose where they want to educate their children because they have the resources, I'm not questioning that. People have that autonomy. But as a country, give your people options. The Liberian people are simply asking for better, improved conditions, improved economic conditions. People want jobs. Our young people, they're unemployed. Look at what happened when the military was calling for recruitment. These young folks lined up and slept in the elements just to be given a chance to serve their country. That is making a bigger statement than just trying to be recruited in the army. They're saying, we're here, see us, we're ready. Our country is failing us. And that's what PAP came about. We're not here just to add to the number of another, they have, 200 political parties or how many political, that's not our interest. Some of these things I'm telling you this morning, we've tested them, we've tried to speak and work with other leaders, other parties to make sure that Liberia can be on the right track. We're not there. So we reject these conditions. Okay. We reject these conditions. So our manifesto speaks to these issues and provides alternative solutions and vision for how the country ought to be in the 21st century, where Liberia ought to be. And our manifesto says we as Liberians can do it ourselves too. Okay. We call ourselves partners in solutions. We focus on practical solutions than confrontation.
Yeah. So you have outlined a lot of things that,
yes,
according to you, is contained in your overall or your general manifesto or your pledge to Liberians. I mean, saying these things are easy. Saying that you reject these things are easy. But you know, when you get to power, to change, you know, these challenges, these adversities the Liberians are faced with, it becomes a very serious problem, and we've seen that times without number with different governments. So let's point out the issue of unemployment. You made reference to the recent or the ongoing recruitment of you know, AFL personnel. You know, so now tell us, as a party, what strategy will you institute in terms of creating jobs, which seems to be one of the biggest challenges of this government. I mean, a lot of Liberians have criticized them. A lot of organizations. One is the Student Unification Party. They just, you know, they recently held or staged a protest, DOP, March for Jobs and Justice.
Correct.
This is something key to a lot of Liberians. Thousands of Liberians are being graduated from various universities, you know, annually.
They are unemployed.
But they are unemployed. You know?
Look, because a government, a ruling government, a ruling administration, because the government is the government of the Republic of Liberia. You have administrations come and administrations go. Political parties come and empower their incumbent, and then they go. We recognize PAP is not saying we have the panacea, the solution, the crystal ball to all of Liberia's problem. We will be a hypocrite if we say that. That's not what I'm saying here.
Okay.
And we recognize the challenges any administration will face, like where Liberia is now. Things have stuck up. We're stuck. We need to unstuck the country. We're stuck. We must accept that. We must inflect, look inside us and say, who are we? Where are we? Why are we here? Why are others making progress and we're not? It's not like we don't have the resources or the money. Look, I worked in international development for almost 10 years plus. Academically, I studied development. I studied institutional building and running institutions. That's what I just told you here. Liberia does not have money problem. We have leadership problem, leadership challenge. We have honesty problem. I give you some typical examples. So our natural resources, God has blessed and endowed this country with abundance of natural wealth. So natural resource governance is something we haven't gotten right. We haven't gotten right. We allow companies, concessionaires come here, exploit and take our resources raw, whether the rubber or diamonds or golds, and they take them. They just ship them literally raw. That the from Acela Metal, Pecan, I think is 114 or 40 carts on the train. I don't know, it makes 2 or 3 trips per day. That's raw iron ore leaving the country. If you take the recent B mounting expose or revelation that shock out of us. No, this thing has been there. We've known that we have not been getting a fair shake of Liberia's natural resources. That's because we haven't gotten natural resource governance right. There are all kinds of models that could bring benefit, that could bring equal share. Yes, we may not have all the technology and the know-how, the engineers train, the equipment, the resources to extract our own natural resources and own them. But if we focus on that, we say, look, let's establish Liberian companies. That's how other countries are. In Saudi Arabia, they have Aramco. In the UAE, in these Gulf countries, these people don't have diamonds, gold, and anything under the ground other than oil. Why are they more wealthy than we are? And we have oil. We haven't started exploring that yet. We have all kinds of things. Okay. But here we are. We sit and say, look, we don't know about iron ore. These people come, we sign a document, we do some kind of MDA, mineral development agreement. They, on a royalty basis, they give us some small percentage, we accept that. And in rich European countries, enrich Asian, whoever is concessionaires here. That has to change. Now, that alone, if you were to sort of exploit that and really study and change the natural resource governance, you're talking about massive wealth. Billions of dollars could bring about what they call public investment. You're talking about building dams for uninterrupted electricity throughout this country. And when you have power, you have electricity. Electricity is civilization, my brother. You are attracting companies. You are bringing light manufacturing companies in this country, whether it's garment manufacturing or partnering with other companies that want to look to people offshore. You're creating jobs for your people. Natural resource sector, you're creating jobs for your people.
Okay.
When you focus on agriculture innovation, you're creating jobs for your people. You focus on health innovation, you're creating jobs for your people. So we can't be that people who can think.
All right.
And just accept whatever tokens people give us and take our wealth away right from under our feet in front of our own eyes. That has to change.
All right, let me welcome Sylvester Wowie to the show. Sylvester Wowie is my co-host on the show. Sylvester, do you have any question for?
Yes, I got 2 million questions for the chairman. I listened to him vividly, but I think Liberians know their problem. They have heard this problem years in, years out.
Correct.
You are currently close to the regime, the regime of the day, and your political leader was part of the former government. I mean, what are some of those advances? I mean, your party.
What do you mean my political leader was part of the former government? Oh, the CDC administration you're implying?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, man. What have been your own contribution to change the narrative? Because all of what you said are things that Brian have heard for years, and nothing have changed. I mean, you are currently close to the government of the day. What are you telling them to make sure this time around?
Thank you, Sylvester. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Great to see you.
Thank you all for
Is it true that you are even close to the government of the day?
Sylvester has to define that. But look, we're all Liberians. Our party, we're positioning our party, though opposition party, but we are we call ourselves partners in solution.
Partners.
Yes.
Regime collaborator?
No, don't say regime collaborator.
Partner in solution. Don't put words in the memo.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I can express myself. Thank God Almighty. Let me explain myself.
Okay.
Listen, we ought to go away from this confrontational politics, opposition. Yes, an opposition party is an opposition party. You hold the government, as they say, feet to the fire. When they're not doing well, when they could do more, you tell them, our friends and relatives are the government. We are the same Liberian people. You're not bringing different species of Liberians that are in this administration today, whom we can curse and hate and all of that and do bad things to. Even when they're doing well, we say they're doing bad. And then we move them because we want to come there. We're not helping the country. We're hurting the country if we do that. That kind of politics is what PAP is going away from. We say, look, if you are doing something that is good for the Liberian people, we say, thank you. Kudos to you. If you are underperforming, we say, look, do more. Here's how you could do more. If it's a government that listens, we suggest alternative solutions. We call ourselves policy first. That we're thinking, we say we have our Bureau for Research Planning and Policy for a reason. We have our LDI in the party for a reason, Leadership Development Institute. Why? Because we don't want to be this political party that only makes noise. We're an evidence-based party. We show you the evidence, we show you solutions, we sit and have a conversation. If the government listens, a responsible government will listen to people who have constructive suggestions and criticism. And that's what PAP is and it's going to be. And so this thing about you're close to the government, regime collaborator. By the way, I do not use that word regime on my government. A regime is it sends a negative connotation, some rogue, corrupt, I don't know, maybe a corruption part is there, but I'm saying it's the Republic of Liberia. Our government is our government. Our administration of President Joseph Yuma Barker is that administration. Yes, if they're doing good things for the people, because our party is a people-centric, people-powered party, we'll say thank you. I think this is good. Do more. If you are underperforming, you're not ambitious enough, we will challenge you and say, Mr. President, don't go commissioning hand pump. We passed that. They bring some equipment, you take the president there. We've passed that stage. We're in the 21st century. Let's think bold and big for our people. That's what the Liberian people are yearning for, they're asking for. So when you do these things, somebody gives you a label, regime collaborator, too close to the government, and these kinds of things. It's not a bad thing if you are close to the government, if there's the government that listens. And if it's Sylvester, if you're doing something and your neighbor has some ideas or better ideas, will you rather a neighbor who just criticizes you, even if you're doing something good, or who could say, Sylvester, this is a good idea, thank you. But I think if you were to do it this way, that way, it would even be better. Which of these two neighbors will you want to be your neighbor? You want someone who comes and says, I think you are on the right track, but you're not ambitious enough. I think you are overlooking yourself or your people. You could do more. And here's how to do that. That's where PAP comes in.
Is the United Party government listening to the PAP?
Because, they send a representative, the Secretary General addressed our convention. So the other political parties, we invited other parties, all the parties in this country that you think of, we invited them to our convention. That shows political maturity. It shows that you are doing what you said you would do. You said you are a party about the people, of the people, for the people, that the people are your priority. And so you're not here to engage, to be acrimonious and combative and escalatory, yelling and screaming, insulting Marcos. No, you will not see me in that kind of party.
Okay, let's agree that the United Party government is listening to the PAP. I mean, how soon you expect that this
We hope they listen. I just told you, we invited them, they came. That doesn't mean they're listening. And because PAP is still a proposed party, I'm sure most people are still watching and see where we're going with this and these things we're saying, whether we would do them and how we would do them. Of course, it will cost a lot of money to implement the programs that PAP is proposing. If you want to run a party year-round, every day with the people working in the trenches all around the country, you're talking billions of dollars.
Do you have that money?
Okay, we do not have that money sitting in the bank, but we're ambitious people. We know we can raise that money. We can attract partnership. We can attract investment. The party will have its own businesses running if that is allowed under our election law. The party will has people who know how to generate resources and revenue. That's what a bold, vicious political organization ought to be doing and must do.
Okay, so I mean, do you think your political leader will be a winnable candidate in the 2029 elections? I'm asking this question based on our recent history.
Okay,
what history? Where a newly established political party, a party that just come into the political spectrum of the country, has not, won an election.
Such as a political party.
Yes, we had, for example, the CDC. They had to contest against the Unity Party twice before winning in 2017.
Right,
and the previous election, you had the same old Unity Party, coming back to win the election. So, as a new political party, and your candidate being a new candidate for the presidency, or let's say presidential hopeful, is it winnable?
First of all, we don't have a presidential candidate right now.
But you have a political leader.
Yes, we do. The senior senator.
And that political leader aims to contest for the presidency.
Listen, we went to our convention.
Okay. We
say, look, this is a statutory convention for our registration to be compliance with Election Commission regulation guidelines. And, so we elected a political leader, someone who gives us political guidance. Who's as a vision bearer, one of the vision bearers of PAP. And look, Senator Sir Joseph is a sitting senator. I always say that, when it comes to his politics, he's very good at what he does. He has told us time and again that PAP is not an electoral vehicle. That we're not here to just prepare ourselves to win that election. although we will win those elections. But he said the people don't care about people. They don't care about our country.
With the people, the government?
Well, listen, I began define. Yeah, define.
Is it the current government?
We're used to
all governments in post-conflict Liberia.
Speaking about President Boakai or Unity Party administration, that's not what he's speaking. In fact, when he made that particular remark to me, it was a different president who was here at that time. But who was that president? He's speaking about the system.
The system, okay.
He's speaking about the way we've governed our country in the last 100 years. He's speaking about the state of affairs in our country where we are. So he's inspiring us to say, look, we can do something in our lifetime by the grace of God. We can do something about conditions of our country to make progress, to engage in rapid transformation of this country. And so when people focus, that's the part of the problem. We're so narrow and visionless and lack bold ambition, where we just say 2029 election. Everybody is now focusing on 2029.
Okay.
2029. While that is very important electoral cycle, when we do that cycle in, cycle out, we're not focusing on the people, we're not focusing on the country. So our political leader, Senator Sir Joseph, politics, which is one thing that drew me into this, is really with the people.
Will he contest the 2029 election? Will he?
When that time comes, the party will put up a standard bearer.
Okay.
But we're not there yet.
Okay.
We're building a political institution. I told you we haven't even gotten our certificate yet. After our convention, we're waiting for that invitation by the Elections Commission. And so I have to be careful. It's a proposed party, right? I can't pretend I'm a fully registered PAP is a political party and to go afoul of the commission's regulation. I cannot do that. But we believe by the grace of God, we will be fully certificated and registered, and then the work will begin. You call me back here next time when we shall have been certificated and duly registered party in this country. The conversation will be different slightly. I'll be telling you about programs. I'll be telling you about actions, plans that are real, impacting communities and impacting our people positively. These are things that you should look for from me or Secretary General or any party executive or even the political leader himself when he's engaging in public discourse. These are the things that you will hear from us.
I mean, you had this nice conversation with your political leader, and this is a man who served as a stalwart in the main opposition party for like 12 years before coming into leadership as the government of the day. I mean, having discussed all of what did he tell you he intends to do differently next time if he's given the opportunity like he had between the year 2018 and 2023?
If you follow Senator Joseph's own legislative politics and legislative accomplishments, you'll see that this is a senator or even in the past a representative who does what he says he do. For instance, is the closest politician in my observation, and I have been engaged with my country, Liberia, observing and active in this country for all of my professional life. Okay, is the closest politician to the people. It's not because he's my party's political leader today.
Yeah, I mean,
I told you that's one thing that motivated me to say, okay, look, let's work together on this party business. This is the man who will go to Bentor, rural Monserrato, and say to the people, look, let's clean this place. Come, I'll cook for you. Let's sit down and eat and talk about how we can fix the community. This is the man who will himself roll his sleeves and say, let's build this market. We need a market here to infuse economic activities in this community. This is the man who will say, look, I don't just believe in women coming to me or students coming to me and say, oh, my school fees, or give me a handout, and then you give the handout every time you come. What if we engage in the macro finance programs where I'll invest some money in it. You come and you take the loan, you go and turn it around, you pay back, you're part of it, and you start your own kobo shop, you start your own little store, some kind of shop there. You start, then you can pay your own children's tuition. You will not have to be coming. That's someone who's giving you, teaching you how to fish. It's not giving you fish each time you come. Someone who you go, whose office you go to or whom you go to, or if you travel with him, as I have in this last 1 year, as we're doing this party thing, you realize everywhere in the country you went, the people respect him. Because people can say they love a politician if the politician is giving them money, is giving them this, taking, there are a lot of, that's the Liberian politics here, right? Where a politician believes his or her job is to come and collect money and distribute to people, or maybe a bill you want him from, that kind of thing. But he said, no, we have to empower these people, give them dignity. That's what your citizens deserve. The Constitution requires that dignity, liberty, and that freedom. When you talk about freedom, he's saying this, let's give them positive rights, positive freedom by empowering people so they themselves can pay their children's tuition. If a man comes to you and asks you for money so he can pay his daughter's school fee, that man is embarrassed. You've robbed him of his dignity. But if you work with that man to establish a business, get a job, or be economically empowered, he can stand in front of his child and say, look, I will pay the tuition, go to school. Here is food for my home. The family will respect that person, that in this case, that particular man. And that's the kind of mentality that this senator preaches, this political leader preaches to us.
Okay.
And he's not afraid to bring strong people around him who are professionals, who are experts, to help expand these ideas and build a party that is a different kind of political party in this country.
Okay, let me agree with you that Sir Joseph is a people-centered leader, someone who knows how to get closer to the people, the Ebola hero from there. We know him being representative of District 13, now Senator of Mosurado County. But how is this stigma interplaying with your political party?
That's not a stigma.
Sir Joseph, no, I'm coming. Here's a question. Today, many CDCians refer to your political leader as a betrayal. How negatively it is going to affect your political party?
I'm not here to speak to the senator's past political history. I'm not clothed with the authority. I do not know how he parted and why with CDC, other than, as a national chairman of the party. Yes, you ask these questions because people like you will ask me, right? You say, look, we try to bring some of these ideas, and if it didn't work, it's just a different political organization. It was time for me to leave. That's about how much he said to me. So I don't know really what happened in CDC. I can't speak ill of CDC. I do not know their party. I'm not in the party, as such. All Senator Joseph told me was we just had differences of policy differences on a number of lines, political differences, and political marriages happen, political divorces happen all the time. It's normal in politics all over the world. That should not be a stigma. That is not a stigma. I don't think it's a negative thing at all.
Okay, so folks, that's it. It's 2 minutes climbing up to 9 o'clock, and we don't have time anymore with Dr. Ahmed K. Saliv, the national chairman of the PAP, the People's Action Party, that is yet to be certificated by the National Elections Commission. According to him, the party has completed all requirements for certification, and in the soonest possible time, the NEC might, invite them for their, certification program. But he's been here talking a lot about the party and some issues relative to the growth and development of Liberia. Dr. Sali, before parting ways with you, what is your party's or your proposed party's assessment of the current regime, the current government?
I knew that question was coming. Plus, I was hoping this would have been an interactive program where your people call in. I don't know. Is this online?
Yes, we actually hope to go to the lines just for a while.
Okay, let's do that. That's the part I usually look forward to. Look, to grade this administration, every administration ought to pay attention to the visible transformation and change you bring to people's lives. That's what the Liberian people are looking for. When they see that, that's the grade. I'm not here to give anybody letter grades, but you yourself, Yakazi said earlier that this administration is struggling with jobs, is struggling with economic viability of the country. Yes, our people's economic conditions are different. I said we reject the conditions of our people. Our young people who, riding motorbikes and keke, I always use that as an example, because one of my own nephews does that. It's a positive thing because it brings income. These people feed their families. Some of them are in college. Some are finished university. What they're doing is driving keke and motorbike. That's not a bad thing. It's not a crime. They're not involved in crimes. However, that is not the future of our young people in this country. And so any society where you see the people, everybody selling everything to everybody in the street, you see young kids between vehicles, women between vehicles, risking their lives, trying to earn something to put food on the table for their families. That society is struggling. Economically, our people's conditions are in a terrible state. And so the government, the administration of the day ought to pay attention to that. Visible improvement in people's conditions as a good sign to the rest of the transformation that you want to bring, Okay. And so that's about how much I can say to that. They themselves know what they're doing, where they're succeeding, where the challenges are. Every administration inherits challenges. How you handle those challenges up to the kind of team you put together and how cohesive this team is to tackle the problems of the day.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed. We don't have the luxury of time, we hope to again invite Dr. Solivier, after
when we're
certificated,
we'll have a different kind of
certificated, to talk more about issues pertaining to the party. But let's go to the lines a bit to hear from Liberians. Call us on 0777 77 1075 0777 77 1075 0555 101075 0777 77 1075 0555 101075 are the numbers to put it through. We have in our studio the national chairman of the People's Action Party. Let's talk to this person on the line. Hello, your name and where you join us from.
Good morning. My name is Thomas D. Mob, and I'm from the Constitution of Ontario, number 3, Mozzarella County.
Okay, let's hear you from District 3.
Let me bring to the record that I am the youth chairperson for the People Action Party, Division number 3, Mozzarella County. Let me say bravo to the national chairman of our party. We are grateful. We are honored to have such a man in our party who understands the workings of this country. We are grateful to have here as a chairman. And let me say to the Liberian people, there's a new day within our party where we are about to change the whole ideas of politics and bring new ideas. And we want to say to the People Action Party, we are here and we'll make sure that the People Action Party will be across Division number 3, Mozzarella County and beyond, because we have seen the vision in the chairman, in the stand-up bearer, the leader of the party. So we are grateful and we will make everything possible to make sure that the party reach a higher in time for 2029.
Thank you very much. Let's talk to another person. Hello, your name and where you join us from.
I'm Jay Solution, calling from the Chicago community.
Let's hear you quickly.
My brother, so I want to ask the main studio there. So the only president West
Hello. Please refer to him as our guest. If you don't know the name, just say your guest.
Okay, your guest.
Yeah.
I want to ask him and listen to him. So only president West they can open any other vocational school for other people to learn something for tomorrow. But everybody want to be president.
Thank you very much. Let's talk to another person here. Hello, your name and where you join us from.
morning. I'm John Del Moro calling you from the Kings of God.
Yeah, let's hear you, please.
Our brothers and friends at the studio, good morning. Also, I sat this morning very wisely, carefully, and all what you have on nearby at the studio. Let me tell you, if only a particular party, people as a party, if they are successful nearby, I can make for people like bro, make a video. Because if I'm here, we cannot control this sector and everything that we do in the community.
Thank you very much. Let's talk to this person. Hello, your name and where you join us from?
Morning, Yagazin.
Good morning.
Morning to Dr. Emmett Sevin, the National Chairman for the People Action Party Liberal Chapter. This is Ernest Dimansek, the county chairperson for PAB Bomik on the chapter.
Please go ahead quickly. We don't have time.
Good. I want to say thank you, Yagazin, for the opportunities, and also thank you to Chairman Seri for explaining the components of the PAP Liberal Chapter. And we hope that the Liberians can also look at that direction. There are so many ingredients within the PAP that we all can find in the photo. We may not talk more. Thank you, Dr. Seri. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's take the last person. Hello, your name and where you join us from?
Good morning, Yagati.
Good morning.
Well, my name is Jonathan Joe this morning, and I'm calling from here.
Jonathan, please go right ahead.
Okay. Good morning to your studio guest. And as I listen to you very carefully, there is not a doubt what all that you have portrayed about the political party, more especially the political leader. There's nothing in my doubt that being part of this political party, it would be of no use.
So you want to be part of the party, right?
Of course.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Doc, I'm sorry we don't have the luxury of time. You just want to listen to some of the callers, who made their points.
That just tells you. Thank you. I want to thank all the callers and those who participated online, commented, listened, didn't call, couldn't call. Thank you for participating in the public discourse. That's why we should do positive engagement, not negative, tearing one another down. Everything that the caller said reflect and what we've been discussing here. People want better lives for their families, for themselves. They want a better country. We're in the 21st century. People have moved development, advancement, transformation, technological advancement, science, medical advancement. They're now waiting for us. They're now waiting for us. And PAP is a wake-up call. It's a breath of fresh air. We're saying we don't have all the solutions. We're not here to promise heaven for everybody, but we're here to promise a different kind of politics. We believe the Liberian people give us a chance. We will introduce different culture of politics that will help to rapidly transform our country. Thank you for the opportunity to have been here this morning.
Thank you very much. Dr. Ahmed Salif is the national chairman of the People's Action Party, whose political leader is the Senator Sir Joseph of Mansurata County. It's been a pleasure, and we hope to have you here again when your party, shall have been certificated by the National Elections Commission. It's been a wonderful time having you. Thank you very much.
Honored. Thank you for the opportunity.
Welcome.
Have a pleasant day.
Okay. So, folks, that's it. We take a very short break. We come back. We play host to Mr. Charge, Joseph Odo, the popular Liberian rapper. He released an extended play of recent, and we will want to, hear from him, the inspiration behind that and everything. So we take this very short break. We come back. We play host to Mr. Church virtually. He actually should have been in studio, but as you may know, he's been reading cats and dogs in some parts of the country, and his location happens to be one of those places, so he was not able to, come to studio. But yet and still, we have him virtually to speak with us here this morning on the show. Don't go away. My name is Yekezi. Sylvester Wowi is here as well. We'll take this short break to be back.
Church. Desperate times. Call for desperate measures. Yo, I told you this year would be different. They coming off the alpha, throw the gauntlet down, cause all you niggas acting different. I left the church and I was preaching in the streets, and it's filled with whack rappers. I ain't trying to keep the peace. Look, I'm calling names and taking attendance, so don't be late for classes. All these rappers noise makers. Only thing I hear is whack punches and weak flows. Man, all your lines suck. Like a hoe doing deep throw. Let's start with bucket raw. The nigga flow was raw, dope. Rappers spitting lines, every word he spoke was law. I think he won the beef with Christoph, then it fell off. Now he's a freaking singer, it's a life, I am pissed off. Let's talk about Christoph. Niggas should've left a legacy, a hit after hit. Everybody showed you loyalty. The Judah and Bunny dust. Now you cheating on your wife, drugs, alcohol, and women. Nigga, think about your life, man. There could've been legends, man. Y'all let us down on the whole goddamn industry's lane. I had to switch from gospel for this shit. Liberian hip-hop, non-existent. Bossy Mokopala used to be a dope rapper. Nigga had mad talent, potential to be more faster than they follow the crowd. Started singing trash to get a hit song. Labu and Lizzie, I wouldn't wipe my ass with those songs. Clowns like Mr. Monrovia run around the place, telling everybody he's a rapper. What a big disgrace, man. That nigga is a joke. Hip go get a Dino fake too. If rapping was a school, King Dennis would be in kid too. A for apple, B for bar, C for crap. Shit is whack. Stop making trash, bring it back. Bring the rapping back, you gotta put in work. This shit is far from bread and butter. MC Cairo is the standard, then the bar is in the gutter. He got cozy and it's good, but I swear that nigga lazy. Drop a single song every year, man, that shit is crazy. Nucci Mick is kinda trying, nigga wanna raise the bar too. It's possible.
Hey, pleasant welcome back. You're listening to the Today Show right here on Spoon 107.5. The time is 12 minutes on the flip side of 9 o'clock. Let's now go over to Mr. Church, Joseph Odo. I don't know whether I'm getting the pronunciation of the last name right, but he's right here with us. Let's go over to Mr. Church, welcome and thank you very much for joining us.
I can hear you.
Oh my God! I don't know what was the problem. Okay,
I think there's a problem with the sound. There's a problem with the sound. I can't hear you.
Yeah, but we can hear you very loud and clear. I don't know. And you are not muted. Yeah, so
there's still I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you very loud and clear.
I can hear you. I don't know what's wrong with the.
Okay, so let's try to do some adjustment. Let's try to do some adjustment to come right back first. Yeah, let's do some adjustment to come right back. I don't know what's the problem. So I think Mr. Church has to re-log in. You know, yeah, he has to re-log in, and let's see how it goes. But I mean, we can hear him, just that he doesn't hear us. Okay, Yeah, so let's take this short break to be back as we try to make some adjustments to be back with you right here. This is the Today Show. We have on Mr. Church. We are only trying to, sort out things here so that he can hear us. And once he does, of course, we go on with the interview.
I think there's a problem.
Church. Desperate times. Call for desperate measures. Yo, I told you this year would be different. They coming off the alpha, throw the gauntlet down, cause all you niggas acting different. I left the church and I was preaching in the streets, and it's filled with whack rappers. I ain't trying to keep the peace. Look, I'm calling names and taking attendance, so don't be late for classes. All these rappers, noise makers. Only thing I hear is whack punches and weak flows. Man, all your lines suck. Like a hoe doing deep throw. Let's start with bucket raw. The nigga flow was raw, dope. Rappers spitting lines, every word he spoke was law. I think he won the beef with Christoph, then it fell off. Now he's a freaking singer, it's a life, I am pissed off. Let's talk about Christoph. Niggas should've left a legacy. A hit after hit, everybody showed you loyalty. The Judah and Bunny dust, now you cheating on your wife. Drugs, alcohol, and women. Nigga, think about your life, man. There could've been legends, man. Y'all let us down on the whole goddamn industry's lane. I had to switch from gospel for this shit. Liberian hip-hop, non-existent. Bossy Mokopala used to be a dope rapper. Nigga had mad talent, potential to be more faster than they follow the crowd. Started singing trash to get a hit song. Labu and Lizzie, I wouldn't wipe my ass with those songs. Clowns like Mr. Monrovia run around the place, telling everybody he's a rapper. What a big disgrace, man. That nigga is a joke. Hip go get a Dino fake too. If rapping was a school, King Dennis would be in kid too. A for apple, B for bull, C for crap. Shit is whack. Stop making trash, bring it back. Bring the rapping back, you gotta put in work. This shit is far from bread and butter. MC Cairo is the standard, then the bar is in the gutter. You got cozy and it's good, but I swear that nigga lazy. Drop a single song every year, man, that shit is crazy.
Okay, the pleasant welcome back. This is the Today Show. Mr. Church, are you getting us?
Yes, I'm getting you clearly now.
Okay, it's good that you are getting us now. Welcome to the show, and it's a pleasure have you on here this morning for the first time on the Today Show. How are you?
I'm very fine. I'm very, very fine. And thank you for having me today.
Okay, so folks, as you may know, Mr. Church is noted as a bold, lyricist, and right now he's trending with this brand new EP, The Summer. So today we're going to be, diving into the music, the message, and the man who is behind the music himself. So let's begin with you, Mr. Church. You want to start with self-profiling. A lot of people, might have heard about you, seeing you on social media, but they don't know who Mr. Church is. You just want to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I'm half Liberian and half Nigerian. I was born right around Congo town, but we had to escape. We fled during the war. When I think it was '96. Yeah, I was 4 years old then. My parents took me to Nigeria. And I didn't come back until after the war. I think it was in 2008 when I returned to Liberia, after high school. And at that point, I wasn't thinking about. I love music. I used to sing in church and all of that, but I wasn't thinking that I was going to be a professional musician. I was an artist. I did a lot of things. I wanted to be a professional actor. I was more into acting than singing. I wasn't thinking about rapping. I loved rapping, but I wasn't thinking that I was gonna make it a career until I was 20 years old. And around 2012, I just developed this great love for rapping, storytelling, and and writing. And so I said, probably this is my calling. And so I started putting more time to it, started practicing. And at a certain point, I couldn't see myself doing anything else. I couldn't see myself doing anything else. And I told my mom I didn't even want to go to college and all of that. I wanted to rap. I wanted to send a message, and I wanted to do it differently. I wanted to
Okay.
do it in a way that if when people listen to me, they get a message. They're touched. They can relate to what I'm saying. They can understand what I'm trying to say. There's something for them to take home. And so I wanted to be unique in my craft. And but my mom, she convinced me like, oh, I know rapping is good, but this is Liberia. At least go to school, get a degree, and all of that. And when you're done with the degree, then you can do whatever you want to do with your life. You know.
Mm.
And so I said, okay. So we struck a deal, and I went to college, got a degree. I'm like, hey, a degree, you know, the degree you wanted me to get, me getting a degree. Cannot do rap music now. And she said, okay. And in 2020, um, around during coronavirus time, I
Mm.
decided to go into professional rap music. At that time, I was already 28, and people
Okay.
were like, "Bro, you're almost 30, and all of that. And now you want to start rap career?" I'm
Yeah.
like, and so, and I'm somebody who has been inspired by a lot of people who everyone wrote of. Samuel L. Jackson, Oprah Winfrey, Morgan Freeman. These are all great people who started late. And I feel like there's no time frame for anything. If you put your mind to it, you can achieve it. And I told them, I said, I'm gonna be the best rapper in Liberia in a few years. I told them in 2020. Then I was unknown. Nobody knew me. It was from a freestyle on Facebook that I came to Monrovia and I signed a professional contract. And you know, I released my first song in 2021, and it has been up from there. And here we are today.
Okay. I understand you were, in the church. Started your career, your singing career in the church. Is
Yeah.
is 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 that true? And if so, what did you leave the church? Why did you, transition from maybe singing gospel song or Christian music to secular songs?
I usually tell anyone who cares to listen that I'm still a Christian rapper.
Okay.
I'm not a gospel artist, but I am a Christian rapper. I
Okay.
do believe in God. I'm a follower of Christ. And if you listen to my music, you still see elements of the church in there. You still see that my music is still influenced by the church and my upbringing, the way I was brought up. And that's why I try as much as possible to keep it clean and inspirational because I believe that even being a gospel artist, you shouldn't limit yourself because one reason why I did away with the whole gospel label is because it boxes you, it puts you in a box, and people start
Okay.
having insane expectations of you. And we're all humans. And I have bigger goals, and I believe that what I've been called to do is it transcends just talking about Christ. And don't get me wrong, talking about Christ is good. Spreading the message of the gospel is good, but there are so many things that I want to talk about. And if I put the label gospel on me, I won't be able to talk about those things. There's certain things I won't be able to say. I'm not allowed to say because I'm a gospel artist. And so I
Okay.
had to take the bold step to step away. And I see myself as a reality rapper. So now I have the freedom to talk about a lot of things outside the church that are also affecting people in the church. So I had to give myself that freedom. So and I even talked about it in Wake Up, the second track on the EP,
Okay.
where a lot of things that I was disenchanted with the body of Christ. And I told people that I left the church, but it doesn't mean I left God. I believe in God. I've always believed in God. I was born a Christian. I'm a Christian, and I'll be a Christian until I die. But the brand of Christianity that has been practiced in this generation is something that I do not subscribe to. And so I decided to establish a personal relationship with Christ and just do it my own way. And so far, it has worked. It has worked marvelously well.
Okay.
It's been 3 years now, and those 3 years have been the best 3 years of my entire life.
Okay. Let's look back in 2024 when you released your disc track titled, Rest in Pieces. That track brought you a whole lot of prominence. But then, you know, some of your critics say, especially some of those who you mentioned, some of those who you dissed in that particular music, they say you only mention them to gain fame or prominence at their expense. What can you say about that? Was this a deliberate act, you know, to come to prominence?
So, like I said, I am a truth teller, and people are entitled to their opinions. I'm not gonna go around trying to explain, you know, my motives to everybody. So I just allow people believe whatever they want if it makes them feel better. When I did Rest in Pieces, I was an unknown entity. Nobody knew me. So there was no way that I had a deliberate plan that, okay, if I knew I was gonna get some stick, you know, but mostly I knew it was going to be from the fence of these people that I mentioned. But whenever I see something that I need to talk about, I do not care how people feel, as long as I know that what I'm saying is the truth. That's the kind of person I am. I feel like facts don't care about your feelings. So at that point, it wasn't me seeking attention. It was just me as a rapper being disenchanted with the rap industry that, you know, I found myself in. I felt like there was a lot of things that these rappers who we were following could do better that they were not doing, and so I decided to call them out. You know, I didn't even expect that song was going to go as viral as it did. You know, it blew my mind. It exceeded every single expectation beyond my wildest dreams. It was just me in the studio. I was like, Faith, we got to do this. Let's say something about this, the state of, you know, the rap industries. And in order for it to actually because you cannot state a problem if you're not mentioning the cause of the problem. So if there is a problem, what is causing the problem? So we had to mention these people who I, you know, felt like they were the problem. So we had to mention them in different capacities and make it in a way that, you know, is gonna get attention from people. Because it's one thing to just rap. Rap has to be structured. Rap has to be unique. And for the way I like to rap, you know, you have to feel every word I'm saying. So I didn't think that people were actually gonna pay attention to what I was saying, but I had to say it anyway. Because for me, it's not how many people listen. Even if one person listens to what I'm saying and it makes an impact, I'm good, you know. But then, fortunately for me, it just blew up. It just blew up way beyond, you know, what I expected. And yeah, here we are. But it was never a plan like, oh, we sat down and made a plan that, okay, I'm gonna do this and then get people attention. Like, bro, but people are free to think whatever they want, though, you know.
Yeah, I'll draw my co-host to ask you some questions. But just before that, I mean, I know that song soured your relationship with a lot of artists around, especially those artists that you mentioned, their fans, and even some of their managers. I mean, so it's been a couple of years now. How is your relationship with some of those artists that you mentioned? Did they call you up to say, hey, why did you do this? Or did you call them up to say, hey, I mean, this was just a reminder call or a wake up call, you know, to you know, revamp the music industry, to transition from certain style of music to a certain style and all of that? Have you guys been able to reconcile, basically?
Before I answer that question, I want to, you know, take your mind to the EP I just dropped. I know we'll still talk about it, but let me just say something. Before,
yeah, we have a lot of time to talk about the EP. The EP
yeah,
is our
I'm just saying something. I want to use it as a reference. Now, if you listen to the intro, you will see self-reflection, and that's something I always do. I always do self-reflection. I always make sure I'm brutally honest with myself. Every single day, every week, every month. So whenever someone tells me the truth, even if, you know, on the spot it hurts me, I don't react. I go back, I sit down, I think about what this person has said. Is it coming from a place of love, or do they just want to criticize? You know, I take all of those things into consideration before I give a response. So, and I think that's something that a lot of people do not do, because over and above being a rapper, I am a man, a masculine man. That's why I call myself the alpha. And so it's hard for people to actually get to me unless I know that they just want to hate. If you're being constructively, critical of what I do, the things I say or whatever, and I know that you are doing it from a place of love, I listen to what you're saying. And this is something that I a lot of them fail to do. They just saw it as somebody trying to, soil their name or just criticize. But this was somebody trying to give a wake-up call for the rap industry. This was somebody who cared about the state of our industry and wanted things to be done in a better way. And some of them have come around since then. I'm not going to mention names, but basically, I have a good rapport with a lot of them. Since then, some of them were hurt in the beginning, but then later they got to know that, okay, what this guy was saying is so, my man, let's forget about that thing and all of that. And those are the mature ones. And for me, that's how I act. And so I gravitate more towards people who act like me, people who do not take everything so personal. Because for me, it has never been personal. This is just rap, And if you check the background, the history of rap, it is what it is. This is what rappers do, And for me, I didn't insult anyone. I just told them the bitter truth. And that's the thing about truth. It hurts at first, but if you actually think about it, you see that what I was saying was the truth. So yeah, my relationship with some of them.
I actually asked that question, Mr. Church, because of recent, I saw on Liability's page, your song. I don't know. Yeah, I saw on Liability's page, your song, your EP, your newly released EP, and he shared it on his page. And he was one of those who, you guys were like in beef because you mentioned his artist, King Dennis, in that diss track. So I asked the question. I was surprised to see him, share your song. So it meant to me that you guys have been able to settle the dust and everything is cool.
So 3 days after I dropped Rest in Pieces, Liability texted me and he said, "Bro, and I get problem with that team. This is just show business." I think he understands. I don't think Lai actually hates me, if I'm being honest. But he's also a businessman and he understands the industry. So he is controversial when he needs to be, and he's peaceful when he needs to be. And that is something that I'm gonna say I've learned from him and others, and I've been using it to my advantage. It's a show business. So I don't think that he actually, he actually hates me. I don't think he does. If he does that, then he's a very good pretender. But I just feel like it's just business, like it's just music, it's just entertainment, So I do not have anything against him. And yes, I'm not surprised that he shared my song. He shared my EP. It's a good EP, and he listened to it, and I'm sure he knew that there's a very good project. So of course he was gonna share it. So I've never had a problem with him. Whenever I meet him in public, we have a good rapport. We shake hands and bump shoulders and whatever. And even King Dennis, I think I've hung out with King Dennis like 3 times in the last 2 months or whatever, So for me, it's not like we are not close friends or brothers or whatever, but we have a professional relationship, and I think that's all there is to it. I don't think there's any hard feelings or grudge or hate or whatever.
Yeah, you left a lot of people hinking, including my very self, when you said you are half Liberian, half Nigerian. Will you just deliberate more on that? Is your mom Liberian, your dad Nigerian? Can you make a clarity? Just provide a clarity.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, my dad is Nigerian. My dad is Nigerian, yeah. But I was born here, and I declared in Liberian citizenship in 2012. So, for all intents and purposes, but my mom is crying. My mom is crying. So yeah, I am a Liberian, but I am Nigerian by paternity. But by naturalization, by birth, I am Liberian.
And what did you do in college? What did you study?
I did mass communications and theology.
Okay,
that's a very good one.
Yeah, let's not talk about your extended play titled "The Sermon." That's a powerful title though, and quite frankly, this EP feels deeper and more intentional, than some of your earlier songs. So, I mean, what is the motivating factor behind it?
So I realized something last year, and that was the fact that I was talking more than I was working. Like I said, earlier, uh, I, I'm the first to criticize myself. I'm always the first to tell myself the truth, and that is why I inserted the intro in that. I had I had countless conversations with myself where I had to be brutally honest and tell myself the truth. And I realized that, bro, you are telling people you're the best rapper in Liberia. What do you have to show for it? What can your fans show, to people that okay, uh, Mr. Church is the best rapper in Liberia. Okay, so he's the best rapper. What kind of songs, does he make? What kind of rapper is he? Because I was conflicted. 5 minutes I do Kolokwa, 5 minutes I do UK drill, 5 minutes I come back, I do trap, so I was struggling with identity, and that was a very serious problem for me. And that's why I tell people that 2025 was a year of learning for me. And so I had to take a step back. I was just dropping mostly freestyles, and all of that while I was working on this, because I needed my breakup project to be a statement. Like, this is who I am, and this is who I will forever be. And I told one of my big brothers who was trying to help me last year, and he was trying to tell me, bro, I know you're a very dope rapper, but sometimes you have to, switch it up to Kolokwa a little bit, and you have to conquer Liberia, and the people are trying to tell you that you cannot rap in Kolokwa. And that's why I made Talk About A and even the G's last year. It was just me still trying to prove a point to prove a point. And at the beginning of this year, I told myself, what do I have to prove to, why do I have to prove a point to anyone? So I said, I'm just gonna stop proving and start improving. And and the sermon EP is something that I had in my mind since 2022. I made some
Okay.
songs for it, but when I left the record label, I left those songs and I had to start making new songs. And then I had to make those songs deeper than the last ones I wrote. So if I am going to come out, I need to find my identity, and I need to stick there no matter how long it takes. And so I told my big brother, I said, bro, I'm happy for your help and whatever, but this is who I am. I am a conscious rapper. I am a reality rapper. uh, I am not going to give people what they want. I'm going to give them what they need. And I believe that what this kind of songs I'm making are songs that they don't even know they need, but they need. So
Okay.
and now that I know who I am, this is exactly what I'm going to do for the rest of my career. So once in a while, I might just branch out a little bit. But if they say, who is Mr. Church? I have a special niche. I have an identity. I have something that people know me for. This guy is a conscious rapper. He's a reality rapper. And I told him about it. And I said, if you still want to help me out, no problem. If you want to help me push my vision, no problem. If you think because I'm not doing Koloka, you can't help me, no problem. But I'm gonna do what I want to do. Because if I do not do what I want to do, I will never feel fulfilled. Like, I could even make a hit song, with girls dancing and all of that. It's playing in the Senate Club, but I would never feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And for me, I'm always conflicted within myself. It has to be me. If it's not me, then I don't want to do it. And so we started working on it around December. By February, we're done with the songs, and that's when I announced the EP drop in April, because we still needed some time, to put it on distribution platforms, do some promotion and all of that. So it had to be a statement. It had to be a statement, and now people know what I'm about, and this is who I am, and we are not stopping anytime soon. So for me, every other song I've made, they were just experiments. This is
Okay.
Mr. Church.
Yeah, and talking about folks pulling your leg, to sing in colloquial, because I mean it seems a lot of Liberian, vast majority of Liberians vibe to colloquial music, instead of the Western like style of music. I can remember I spoke with Christoph some years back, and when he was emerging, he began with that Western like style of music, but at a certain point in time, he had to transition because he wasn't getting that positive response, from Liberians. Liberians weren't vibing to his music. So according to him, he had to transition, to rapping in colloquy and all of that. But you said you want to be distinct in spite of what people say, regardless of what people say. But then the issue of impact comes in. Are you looking at that?
That is my watchword. That is my only goal. In fact, that is my only goal, and that is one reason why I haven't signed to any record label. Because if I cannot make an impact, then I'm not doing anything. And that's why I don't pay attention to people who talk about hit songs and all of that. Because One Corner was a hit song. People danced to it. One Corner. Where is it today? I want to make songs that people can listen to 10 years from now and still feel something and still relate to, songs that will still touch them even long after I'm gone. Songs that my grandkids can listen to and say, my grandfather made that, and it's still making an impact. If you listen to the Sermon EP in 2035, you're still going to feel something.
Okay.
These are the kinds of songs I want to make. And there's no disrespect to other rappers who want to do whatever. But for me, I have decided that I do not want to be like everybody else. And the issue about colloquy, it's okay if you want to rap in colloquy. And I always tell people, you have over 500 colloquy rappers in Liberia. I don't want to make them 501. If you want to listen to colloquy music, you have a lot of people who do colloquy. Go listen to them. If you want to listen to inspirational music, then you check on my page. It's that simple. I am not going to be like everybody else. And that is final.
And you always talk about the issue of the use of profanity in music, and it's something that I've seen you posted about, especially this new EP. According to you, it can be listened to by anyone. You can sit with your son, you can sit with your mom, you can sit with anybody, and your music play, and all of you listen to it together. There wouldn't be a moment where somebody will have to say, hey, turn down the music because of the lyrics, because of the profane languages used in that music. And it's something that you have criticized a lot of other Liberian artists about. Could you expand on that?
So a few months ago, when the kids in my community got to know where I live, every day they'll pass near my window, they'll be rapping and all of that. Oh, bro, can't listen to me, I'm a dope rapper. So this day I was sitting on my porch, the same position, and the other guy was passing, and I said, okay, come, do something. And he started the freestyle well, and at a certain point he slid back into the same I eat your Jew, I carry your girlfriend to my house and all of that. And I'm like, bro, I'm 34 years old, right? That it was nice when I was 20, 21 to rap about stuff like that. But I'm 34. I can still be rapping about eating my friend and Jew. At a certain point, we need to grow up. And I understand that I think rappers do not understand how powerful they are. Because, like I said in the intro, rappers are the voices that should be shaping up the times. Because these kids who listen to you, they want to act like you. They want to say the things you say. They want to go to the places you go to. They want to do the things you do. They want to wear the clothes that you wear. So you are a role model. People look up to you. So if you are using vulgar lyrics and all of that, you're corrupting the kids and you don't know. And people will say, oh, I'm not making a song for small children. You're a liar, bro. You're a liar. Because most of the people who listen to your songs are young people. You think old people get down to actually go sit down and listen to rap? Most of the people are from 14 to 35. That's your audience as a rapper in Liberia. So you cannot tell me that you're not making songs for kids. You're making songs for kids. So if you're making rude music about I don't even want to say those words. These kids listen to it because you don't know where your music going. You cannot control the spread of your song. So you're not saying and parents should hold their kids. Do parents follow their kids to school? The parents follow their kids to their friend's house. Parents cannot control everything their kids do. And these kids look up to you, and you are also like a parent to them. You're an older person, you're a role model. A lot of young men look up to me. Even besides the music, they look up to me as a model of masculinity. So I teach them these things. So I cannot tell them one thing in real life and then say another thing in my music to mislead them. And this music thing, it's not just about me. And that's why I follow rappers like Hobson and Eminem, because they don't care about the norm. They are here to shape the minds of people, and rappers should shape the minds of people. So if the things you say have great effects on the people who listen to you, especially the young people who are not fully developed, so they see that as the norm and they imitate you. And we do not know that, and we just do it as long as our song will play in red light and we have a little money in our pockets and we are done. We don't care how many people will corrupt, and that's something I'm not going to keep quiet about. So yes, I have a serious problem with rappers just saying anything. Like this is not a joke. Music is, I feel, it's disrespectful to the craft if you just enter studio and you do not give it your best, and you cannot make it impactful and relatable. But at a certain point, people just get used to these things, so it becomes normal. So if you come up and tell them, oh, this is not how it should be done, you become public enemy number one. But I'm already used to it, so here we are.
Okay. So what are your audience want you to speak about this live rap battle between you and
let's focus a little bit on the EP.
Let him just clear that up and then go back to the EP, because he need to tell more about the EP than the EP he dropped. But let him just speak to that. There's live rap battle between you and one Owizi. According to the viewer,
one Owizi. You see, that's the thing. I don't want Owizi to be one Owizi, and I'm somebody who likes to see other people win, And Owizi is a very good rapper, and I've been knowing him for years. Even I think Owizi started doing music before me, if I'm not mistaken. Owizi has been around for a long time, but it's the same thing with Liberians who do not appreciate good rappers when they see it. As long as you're not talking about the things that they want to hear, And I feel like he too, he bought into the whole he bought into what they were saying, like you're not going to go anywhere with this kind of flow and all of that, and so he decided to sleep on himself. And so I could choose anybody. I could have chosen anyone to do that rap battle with, but I chose Owizi because I feel like he was the people see him as an underground rapper, but the best way to shine the light on another hip-hop rapper, if I were to post and say, oh, there's this guy called Owizi, he's a very dope rapper, go and follow him, maybe few people would have followed it, but because of the culture, and like I said, it took me a long time, but I finally understand the industry, and they love negativity, and there's nothing they would love more than seeing two rappers going against each other. And so we give them that. I gave them that.
So that was planned. What was it, a plan between you and Owizi?
I cannot confirm nor deny that, but I'm just saying we just give people what they want to see, right?
Okay.
And at the end of the day, Owizi moved from, I think, 8K followers. He now has 16 or 17K followers, and people know the name. And I think that's the end. That's all I'm going to say on that topic.
Okay, so let's move back to the EP. What is your favorite track? What is your most important track on the EP? I know all of the songs are important to you, but what is that most important song of all of the 9, songs that I see here on the EP?
It has.
You got Wake Up, you got Ghetto, you got Let It Shine, Cultural, Higher, Nobody Loyal, and the outro and Anubis.
Every song has a different purpose, so it's hard for me to choose one. But I think the song that encompasses everything is the intro. I think the intro is I think the intro just tells you what to expect from the EP. So I cannot choose a favorite song. I think the intro is the umbrella song for the EP, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I feel like it's the deepest, and it shows light. It gives you an insight on what you're about to listen to, But every song on that EP serves a purpose, so it's hard to choose, because if I choose Wake Up, how about Nobody Loyal that is talking about betrayal of trust and struggles and all of that? And if I choose Nobody Loyal, how about self-motivation in Higher? Or we talk about the decay, the moral decay and the physical decay of society in Ghetto. So every song serves a different purpose, so it's hard for me to choose one.
Okay, so let me just play the intro so that our audience can hear. We come back, you tell us more about the intro and the rest of the other music that are contained on your EP. Let's play the intro.
All right.
Okay, the Today Show right here on Spawn 107.5. We have as our guest, Mr. George is right here with us. Okay, let's give this thing some volume. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'm facing some little bit of problem here. Okay, there is it.
You still rapping? Man, you should retire already. Nigga, you almost 40, so just give up already. To the type of songs you make, these people I'm ready. So just wrap it up. Better find a job or you wet it. Wait. First of all, I'm only 34. And my music is what a lot of folks are praying for. The game is filled with so much trash, and I'm here to wipe the floor. Taking back to real rap with punchlines and metaphors. But no buts. Stay silent, let me finish. Rapping is an art, and art ain't got an age limit. We live in a society where phonies are celebrated. They ignore the real artistry and go for what's trending. It used to get to me at first. Had me feeling like I hadn't done enough. Then I realized it wasn't me at fault. Can't help them if the truth has stayed dumb. Wait, look, that's your excuse? You're mad because you ain't the one to choose? That the DJs all your music they don't use? That you're giving them rhythm but they want blues? Look, well, it's a new generation thing. You're still thinking like the old generation king. They don't want to hear songs that will make them think. They just want to feel the vibes as they're sipping drinks. Don't you see what's wrong with that? Rappers are the voices that should be shaping up the times, but instead they use their platforms to corrupt the young minds. You got kids singing songs about holding genitals. Just a trend for a few weeks. Every day our morality got new leaks. They're making trash music for a few clicks. They call themselves rappers, but they can't speak for the masses. They shut up to impress the politicians. For taking change, cancel the chains on the neck regions. Who gon' buy them cars if they speak the truth? Who gon' give them money if they save the youth? All those niggas are sellouts, and yes, I'm vexed. I got a lot to say, so let me get it off my chest. But you already did that, then rest in pieces. And it barely made an impact, cause I'm seeing zero changes. So, I suggest you focus on yourself. If you say that you're the best, then let the music tell. If the people want trash, let the trash sell. Let your people play your songs and make their minds well. Not everybody cares about your deep flows. Most of these niggas just want to get women in club shows. And sadly enough, I ain't getting any brand deals, cause all the big companies don't care how the masses feel. They just want to make money, so to chase the numbers. They keep getting richer while the people getting dumber. You just one name.
Okay, Mr. Church, welcome back. That's the intro of the EP. Who exactly are you speaking to? I know you've said some of the things already that you are saying in the intro, but collectively, the entire EP, who are you speaking to? You named the EP sermon. I don't know if you are preaching, if you are teaching, or warning, but who exactly are you speaking to?
The Liberian Society. But it can also apply to, you know, Africa as a whole. It's an African album, because most of the things I talked about, you know, they apply to other African societies too. You know, I'm sure if a Ghanaian or a Nigerian listens to that EP, they can relate to what I'm saying, and that's why I didn't make it exclusively Liberian. You know, so I always tell people I'm not a rapper making Liberian music. I am a Liberian rapper making music. So my music resonates with anyone who understands basic English. So yes, I was talking to the Liberian Society, but it also applies to, you know, people outside Liberia too.
Okay, and one of the songs that I also like on the EP is Nobody's Lawyer. Nobody's Loyal. I mean, what's the inspiration behind that? What was that song written based on your experience? Were you affected by disloyalty?
Absolutely. I always tell people the only thing I haven't experienced in my life is death. You know, there is no pain or struggle or betrayal that I haven't been through in my life. You know, whether it's love or friendships or business partnerships or whatever, I've been through it all. You know, I've seen just in just 34 years what some 80-year-old people have not even seen. You know, and that is why it's hard for anything to get to me or break me. And sometimes when people think they're trying to troll me or depress me, I just laugh. I'm like, bro, you don't even know what I've been through. Like you joking. Like what you're doing is ice cream. You know, so Nobody's Loyal is just because it's a song. So I had to keep it, you know, short and sweet, because if I would to keep writing that song could actually go for 30 minutes. You know, if I were to write about everything that, you know, I've been through. But yes, it was inspired by my personal experiences and everything, you know, everything that I've seen in the world, my study of human nature, how they act and all of that. And just at the end of the day, we're all just looking out for ourselves, bro. And when it comes down to you or them, they will always choose themselves, you know. So that's just basic human nature.
Okay, we play a little bit of Nobody's Lawyer, but let's also talk about Anubis, because it's one song that I was sitting with a friend, you know, when we were listening to your song, to your EP, and she was like, "What Anubis means?" You know, and yeah, I had to go, you know, to search it. It has to do with an Egyptian god. Can you explain that? Because there's some people quit to, you know, dub artists are part of Baphomet and all the thing, and then you sing it and name your song Anubis, and Anubis it has to do with an Egyptian god. I mean, what does it? What does it mean? What message are you sending out?
So I'm not going to explain my lyrics, but I'm just going to give you a little, you know, yeah. Anubis wasn't even supposed to be on the EP. That's why I put it as a bonus, because the EP was already done. It was already done and dusted. 8 songs, you know, 6 songs, intro and outro was already done and dusted. But I kept feeling like something is missing. You know, like this EP needs an icing on the cake. And so when I thought about that, it had to be something different from every other thing they've listened to in the EP. Because if you listen to Anubis, it is different from every other thing in the EP. And so I said, this particular song, I'm not going to rap, I'm not going to say too much, I'm just going to sing, and I'm just going to give a vibe, something that when they are done with the inspiration, and all of that, it's a jam that they can just listen to. And it had to be something that they will have to Google and find the meaning of. And so I'm not going to explain what Anubis is, but I'm going to tell you that
you just came up with that title just to give a hard time to go on Google to look for the name, the meaning of the name, and everything.
I said I'm eternal like Anubis.
Okay.
Yes, I'm eternal like Anubis. If you listen to the first part, I said, mind will stay sharp like an eye of a lion. I'm never breaking down like a Mayan pyramid. So now you go search what is a Mayan pyramid. You go check for Anubis, who is the god, who is Anubis, what did he do, and how does it relate to what I'm saying in my career. Then you put two and two together. That's the whole thing. That's the beauty of rap music, and that's the beauty of my music. I'm not going to explain it to you. You will have to go and do some research and find out what I'm talking about. So as you're enjoying, you're also learning something.
Okay. Yeah, so let's take a gist of Nobody's Loyal, and then Anubis, and then we get to you to tell us where these songs can be found currently, where can I listen to them, or whether there's any plan for official videos and all of that. But let's take a listen to Nobody's Loyal.
No, really know you. No, really know you. And I will show you. Nobody knows you. We just looking out for ourselves.
Yeah.
We just looking out for ourselves.
Nobody loyal.
We just looking out.
Uh-huh. Church. This is coming from a place of experiential knowledge. There's certain things that you will never learn in college. Life's a school where you gotta take the test before you learn. There's people trying to rip you off at every single turn. Use a 5 censorship. You might need a 6, cause sometimes the only thing you need is common sense to understand that they don't love you. It's all a facade. Call your blood, but they gonna stab you right in your heart. Understand life. Don't hesitate to cut them off if they don't stand right. They pretend to be your friend when the light bright. But the minute you stop popping, niggas take flight. They take flight. They say they wanna see you win, but that's a lie. So every time they see you win, they get mad. They gonna only love you when the benefit. There's no more loyalty, everything is counterfeit. Notice.
We just looking out for ourselves. We just looking out for ourselves.
Yeah.
We just looking out for ourselves.
Fact.
Will show you. Nobody.
Journey or race, it's a matter of perspective. How to think of you determines how much they respect you. Everybody got a POV about your life, but they were never present on the many nights you cried alone. Getting bitten by the struggle, navigating storms, not to give up on the hustle. Betrayed by those you trusted, hurt by those you love, abandoned by your homies when the going got tough. Trust will likely get you killed, and love will bring the greatest pain that you will ever feel. It's always a catch, so better learn to play baseball. Understand the game before you find yourself in free fall. Chasing the greens, whether paper or grass. All the secret competition, cause they're trying to surpass. All your achievements, making movements just to sabotage your blueprints. Know your true friends, and the contents of their intents. Tie the loose ends.
We just looking out for ourselves.
Just my 2 cents.
Oh yes, we just looking out for ourselves. Nobody's Loyal. A beautiful, beautiful song here contained in Mr. Touch's EP, and it's titled "Nobody Loyal."
Yeah, whom I banner you when things get tough.
Yeah. and according to Mr. Church himself, he's been affected by this loyalty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a dope song, and is one of my favorite, songs on your EP. The next will be Let It Shine. Let It Shine is one of my favorite as well.
I mean, everything is your favorite there.
Yeah, I mean, the EP contains a lot of good songs. A lot of good songs that when you sit and you listen to and you ponder over some of the things that he's saying, I mean, it's just sends out, great message out there.
There's a song you play here every morning. I know you try to replace it with one of the songs because
so there's a song here that you did in colloquial. I think talk about it, right?
Yeah, talk about it.
So we usually play that song on our show when we're talking about politics and all of that. We usually play that. And he always asking me, "You really like this song?" I said, "Yes, I like the song because what the song is saying is what we are doing here every morning."
Exactly.
Yeah, but Mr. Church, now, I mean, are you planning? What's the next plan of action for the EP? Are you contemplating on like maybe videographing or creating or producing official videos, for those songs?
Yes, that's what we're, and I'm actually trying to solicit for funds. I'll be relaunching my $1 campaign by next week. Because we need to push this EP, and it's not just in Liberia. It's already circulating in Liberia, but we want to see how best we can push it outside Liberia. So I'm talking to a few influential and prominent people who have the resources and the funds, to try to invest in this, because this has the potential to go global if we have the right kind of push and investment in this project. This project has a massive potential. So that's what we are trying to do. And yes, we will be making some official videos for some of the songs. We're still trying to decide. Of course, we're not going to make official videos for every song. Just maybe the favorite, the ones that people actually like Nobody Loyal, Higher, Let It Shine. People like all the songs, so it would be hard for us to choose. But Nobody Loyal is up there. So probably we'll choose like 3 or 4 songs. We already have an official video for Culture. Culture was released. It was released as a single in March, and the official video dropped 2 weeks later, which was I think the first week in April. The official video dropped. So so we'll just have maybe 2 or 3 more songs and with official videos, but Nobody Loyal will definitely be there. It will definitely be there. We'll just add 2 more songs to it. We'll have some official videos and a lot of visualizers and reels and all of that, and try to create more content to push the song, and then we'll see how it goes from there. But if anyone wants to invest, I'm open to that, because we're trying to push this as far as we can.
I would have asked you about that, because I saw a post on several blogs that you are open to sponsorship deal, investment, and all of that. But then let's also look at other things, particularly the Liberian music in industry. Do you think Liberian music can go global?
Yes,
with the current situation, with the current style of music that you have criticized and all of that, do you think if it will keep making such a style of music, do you think we can go global?
Well, the new generation of Liberian artists from last year to now, I do absolutely believe that we can go global. I could call 10.
Talking about the likes of J Slot. Talking about the likes of Turner.
J Slot. I mean, we already have Jazino, right? And he's already doing his thing internationally. There's CIC. I do not believe CIC is a local champion. I believe CIC is him. We have KCW, for God's sake, right? We have even the new crop of Liberian artists who just who just exploded on the scene. We have Larry G.
Larry
You
G,
have people. Yeah, you have people like Eldriz. You have people like Vitamin Willie. You have people like Spice. We have so many Naj. We have so many people who have the potential to push our music. As we just have to see that these people have the potential and support them. So I absolutely believe that Liberia has what it takes to go global. We just have to push the right kind of people.
Okay,
That's my
and you think you think that can happen all right here in Liberia because Jizino, who's one of our global actors right now. I mean, even though he goes and he comes back, but he's based in Ghana, and his craft was promoted more in Ghana, and even though Liberians promoted it here in Liberia, but to make it go global there, he had to get that international connections here and there,
It's
to
in the
get his
Ghanaian music industry.
he had to navigate through the Ghanaian music industry to get a Liberian music go global.
Yes, Jezino had to go to Ghana because at the time Jezino was in Liberia, we did not have the kind of vision that we needed to push some. Because if we did, then Denge would have gone global. Denge would have gone global a long time ago if Liberians had the kind of vision that we need, the kind of mentality that we need to push an artist. Denge was doing big things, and Denge is supposed to be way up, like way up there, but we did not have the vision and the mentality then, because we would rather bring people down than lift them up. So I think Jezino saw that earlier and had to escape. And so now we are on ground. We are trying to change the mentality, the collective mentality of the Liberian industry. I do believe that you can be based in Liberia and go global. I mean, look all around now. Most of the global African countries did it from right in their country. Sarkozy did not have to go base in another country before going global. MI in Nigeria did not have to go. It's all about the mentality, the support you get from your people to push you. So there are Liberians in every part of the world. If they were to unite themselves and say, okay, we are interested in this industry, let's push people who have the potential to go global. That means he doesn't have to travel outside Liberia. So if you see an artist traveling outside Liberia, it's because he doesn't believe in the mentality and the vision of the Liberian people. And that is our fault. So we have to change that. Because right now, most of these artists, if they have a chance to leave Liberia, they will leave. Because there's no platform here for them to grow and go global. So if we were to set up a platform on which artists can grow and go continental and go global, there will be no need for anyone to leave Liberia. So I don't blame Jezino at all.
Okay. All right. So
no longer under the Ministry of Information. Don't you think you can use that to go global?
I didn't get that.
The Cultural Authority. They no longer. I mean, now we got Cultural Authority. We no longer under the Ministry of Information. Can we use the Cultural Authority to go global?
I don't know much about that. I can't speak on unless I do a little research and actually get to know.
Mr. Church, it's been a wonderful time having you here. We are already out of time. So you want to tell us where these, Duke songs can be found? Where can your music be, found, by your audience or those who may want to get them?
Yeah, they're on all streaming platforms worldwide. Whatever streaming platform that comes to your head, my songs are there. You can find the EP there. Whether it's AudioMac, Spotify, Boomplay, Apple Music, Deezer, SoundCloud, YouTube Music, whatever, it is there. It is on over 200 plus platforms worldwide. So it's on every single streaming platform worldwide. You can get it there. Just search Mr. Church and you find the EP.
Yeah, and you said you are open to investment, to sponsorship deals, and all of that. Just in case anybody's interested, how can they contact you?
Well, you have my number, And also my email is on my bio. If you check on my Facebook page, my email is there. Just send me an email and I'll get your message and we can talk.
Okay. And just before taking leave of you, Mr. Church, who's your favorite Liberian artist? Your favorite? So let's categorize them for the males. Who's your favorite male Liberian artist, and who's your favorite female Liberian artist?
For the male, right now, there's still this guy whose songs are still in my phone. They've been there for years now, and it has to be KZW. I always say
KZW.
he's insanely talented, and yes, with a little attitude adjustment and some support from the Liberian people, that guy.
Wait, talk about attitude adjustment. What attitude adjustment you talking about?
Yeah, but he's extremely talented, and he's my number one. He's my number one. Yeah.
Okay. And for the females?
For the female, I think presently there's a very strong contest between Anitram and Floxy.
Okay,
Yeah,
Anitram and
because
Floxy.
Anitram, up until last year, Anitram was number one. No discussion.
Okay.
But since Floxy came on the scene, and I got to know her, and I've listened to her work. So now it's hard to decide. So I'll leave it here. But Anitram is my
Okay.
girl. Though. Anitram is my girl. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Any other thing you want to tell the Liberian people as a final message just before we take leave of you, Mr. Church?
Yes. Let's do away with this crabs in the bucket mentality. When you see talent, when you see potential, push it. Let's do away with sentiments and let's uplift rather than bring down. And when someone tells you the truth, go sit down, listen to what they said, filter it, and do better. What we say comes from a place of love, not hate or destruction. We are not trying to destroy the industry. We're trying to build the industry to uplift it so Liberia can compete with other African nations. We are way behind. My uncle can say Liberia not behind, Liberia way on up. So we need to come from on the ground before we can join the other people who way in from. Liberians are winning and Nigerians are winning Grammys, bro. South Africans are winning Grammys, and Liberia is the oldest country in Africa. We can't use the war as an excuse. The war finished 23 years ago, so we can no longer use it as an excuse. So we have to do better, bro. We have to do better.
Yeah. And I'm seeing a lot of calls coming in, so I think I'm forced to just take a few calls just before you leave. So let's open the lines. Call us on 0777 1075, 0777 1075, 0555 101075 are the numbers to put it through. 0777 1075, 0555 101075. We have on Mr. Church, Joseph Odo, a popular Liberian rap artist who has just released his new EP titled Summon. Let's talk to this person quickly. Hello, your name and where you join us from?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? You have to be audible, please.
Yeah, I said Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan Joe, please go ahead.
Yeah, I listened to your studio guest, and I want to applaud him for the gift he has. Is God that gave him the gift. But he makes a statement that I want him to check around the world to do his own analysis.
What is the statement quickly? Be fast now. We got a little bit of time.
The issue of him saying that if because he asked him whether he is a Christian, and he said yes. Then he's asking why he left the gospel music and then he had to go to the secular music. And he said
your line is coming.
Yeah, terrible. Coming very
Don't
terrible.
call us back. I beg you. Let's talk to another person. Hello, your name and where you join us from?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Church.
Your line is breaking up. Your line is breaking up. Hello?
Yeah, am I better now?
Better now.
Much better.
Hello?
Please go ahead. You're much better.
Yes, we can hear you.
Let me appreciate the talent in this church. I think what he said is reality, to be honest, right? I don't vibe to more Liberian music, but to be honest, I really vibe to music because I'm a teacher and music gets inspiration. I hope Nigerians can follow. It's right. I play the music most of the time at home and people don't complain. And you understand, but sometimes you play all the rapper music, play all the music, and your parents look at you and the children, and that's true. The generation we're making music for is not the one right now, it's the one in the future.
Thank
so
you.
most people got to understand and do things according to the way it should be done, that at least 10, 15 years from now, we're still going to play Liberian music anyway and listen to it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's squeeze in this other person. Hello, your name and where you join us from? Hello? Oh, okay. We have to go. The next announcer is just hanging over me here. Mr. Church, it's been a wonderful time. You want to respond to what the first caller tried to say about your, leaving the church? You just want to provide a little clarity around that before we leave?
Well, no, I do not.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay, thank you.
May how can one obtain a copy of your music? Somebody wants to know how they can do a purchase.
Oh yeah, you just get to me and I'll let you know that.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks for consenting to our invite and thanks for being our guest here this morning.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. So, folks, that's it. Mr. Church, his biological name is Joseph Odo. He's been our guest here this morning on the show. You can join us on next week when we hope to return with another edition of the show. But tomorrow, the Supreme Lady and, of course, Emmanuel David will be here tomorrow and Thursday to take you for the rest of the week. On behalf of the entire production team here, my name is Yekezi Zobel, and of course, I've been here alongside Sylvester Wowie. Have yourselves a God bless day. Bye-bye.